Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe button, give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
You're listening to the Hockey Betting Podcast, presented by BetCrisCanada.net. This is the Hockey Betting Preview for Monday, March 30th, and Tuesday, March 31st, 2020. And now, live from Las Vegas, the host of the Hockey Betting Podcast, Brian Blessing.
All right, folks, here we go. It's time for the Hockey Betting Podcast. Ready to rock and roll. Always a fun time. Brian Blessing in Las Vegas, Cam Stewart north of the border. Producer Mike has told us to, let's avoid the coronavirus thing. Myself. There's nothing going on. I mean,
I love Mike. He's the best. This guy's great.
Well, no,
but he's right. He's a positive guy, Brian.
I know.
Happy people. Come on.
Come
on, Smokestack. You
know.
Generally, you're a prick though in real life. People don't know that about you, Brian. Like you're a real surly guy. Like you hate everybody.
Literally throwing. he's throwing darts at a picture of me on this wall.
Oh, Mike with you? Yeah, with your internet connection. That's what he does. He throw. Yeah, he doesn't have a dartboard. He just has a picture of you smoking a Marlboro with big holes through the face.
He's like, no, come on, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Let's not too much on the coronavirus. All right, well, hey, nothing going on, I guess. What, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, this guy rocks. He's a lot of fun.
We love him, man. He hates us.
How's Darren? Darren's good. No, we got a great crew, Brian. And I
got to tell you how creative Darren is, by the way.
Yes.
No, he really is. I mean, we mangle this thing, he puts it together, and it sounds good. But there have been some other things with Darren. Talented guy, no, man. I'm telling you, we got our little inner circle, Cam. That it took a lot of years, but you and I have surrounded ourselves with talent.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Brian. And we just want to thank everybody too. The loyal listeners during all this stuff. There's a big core of people, and what can you say, buddy? Like, these guys are sticking with us through thick and thin. I'll tell you one thing, we appreciate it.
Yeah, we love you all out there. We hope everybody's staying safe. We've been dishing out grades. This is the last one. We'll do the Pacific today. But, before we do that, just as an aside,
yes,
this esports thing, the NASCAR race, a lot of places are starting to dive into this stuff. They're doing NFL sim games. At Bookmaker, I know they were doing NFL sim games. You know what they're putting up this week? They're doing NHL sim games. And I got no shit. Let's see how. I think you look at it, you watch it, and like Tuesday, they're showing the Flyers, Penguins, Canucks, Coyotes, and the Avs and Golden Knights.
Ooh, home game for you, Brian. What do? You just jump in the TV. Hey, everybody, take a dip at the
hit the power button on my computer.
At Vegas, yeah, you're right. So what are we going to do? Philadelphia at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh $1.45, 6.5.
I think 6.5 under 20.
Yeah, I'd have juice to the under too. Yeah.
Vancouver, but without Markstrom. Interesting. Vancouver at Arizona.
Tough game. This is a big game, people. Even on the sim circuit, this is a big one. I put the Coyotes minus 15, 20 cents. Total.
I go 5.5.
5.5. See, buddy, this is not our first rodeo. Down, boy.
And the Avs and the Golden Knights. Now, here's the question.
This is our dog.
All right, Francouz. Francouz is the goalie. Let me throw a curveball at you.
Yep.
Colorado at Vegas with Leonard.
Vegas. I would make Vegas minus 120 total. You can't put a 6 up with those goalies. I'd go 5.5.
A lot of speed out there. Vegas.
There is a lot of speed. Yeah, you're right. 6. Yeah. What would you make the Knights?
But Vegas is in
quarter favorites.
No, Vegas is always inflated. It'd be 35.
35? I think Colorado might be worth a look.
Oh, I think Colorado's going to win the NHL Sim Cup. These games are available. Did they name this network after you, Twitch?
Who, me or Mike? No, Twitch? Yeah, yeah, Twitch. That's good. No, Twitch. What is it? So Twitch, Twitch
Primetime action.
slash primetime action. Yeah, actually, some of the other platforms I do shows with Gabe and stuff. Yeah, we're on Twitch. So, yeah, we got to check this stuff out, Brian. You're right. Like NASCAR's got into it right now. A lot of simulations. Hey, man, this is the world, right? So,
hey, let me give you something.
For betting.
Let me tell you something, just from a Giggle Away Boys perspective.
Giggle away, boy.
This is the world we're moving into here for a while. Yeah, hey, these Sims are ridiculous. They're really good, and I think people are going to step up to the plate, and I think they're going to bet this stuff. And you and I might have a future.
Yeah, that'd be good. I got to tell you though, Brian, if I'm a VCR, you're an 8-track. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're playing computer games.
Buddy,
but I'll tell you one thing:
real to real.
Yeah, we're reel to reel, cut and splice. Yeah, don't bring out the grease pencil. No, but I'm saying, buddy.
And right before the game starts, I'll call you on my rotary dial phone.
Exactly. You know what the thing is, though? They might want a guy have a couple of turkeys like us.
I'm almost there. I only need 5. God, yeah. No, call Cam.
The thing is, Brian, we can really spice up these games. Don't you think?
What's your phone
commentary? What is my phone?
Your phone number is 1-800-I-812-SOUR?
You got me thinking. I could really go for some chicken wings right now, Brian. You're the guy. I wish I was. If I had a time machine, I'd literally go to that place that you took me to. God, they were delicious. And I love the 50% off pizza for the chick getting the order wrong. Amazing.
I gotta be honest. Be honest. Are you putting some tonnage on, sitting at home and chowing down?
It's actually hilarious. I've lost weight since COVID-19. I told you I've been doing this for a year and a half, Brian. Like I'm losing weight. The only thing is I'm starting to pack it on because I've kind of switched my beverage from a vodka to a beer. I've been really sucking back beers lately, and that's a lot of carbs. Like that's the problem right now. But I lost 7 pounds, but I think I probably put about five back on, so I'm fine. Good Coronavirus is nothing for me. I don't really do anything anyway. Like I told Lisa, I go, we got to go for a walk today, even if it's to the mailbox. Like we got to make progress.
You know, the funny thing is,
that's like more people go for a 5K run. I go, 50 yards to the mailbox. Okay, man. Right.
You know what I've done? I'm telling you, I've always done. I'll grow a beard, and as soon as it comes in, I go, I hate it. And it itches, and bam, as soon as it comes in, I get rid of it. So the first week of this thing, I'm not shaving, so I got half a beard. Yeah. And it's amazing. I actually can grow it pretty quick. I mean, it kind of grows in concert with the ear hair, where I need the Echo chainsaw to get that. But
we're lucky though, Brian. I told you about ear hair, like us being gingers and stuff. Like we might have the white or like gold ear hair. Those like hairy, like dark guys from the Mediterranean with they basically got I don't know what the hell's in there.
I know, but you got
it's like a piece of charcoal coming out of their ear.
Believe me, I really do want to. You know what happened last week? I didn't tell you this. I fall asleep. I take a nap, right, and my phone starts blowing up. Yeah. So they're the Sabres in Buffalo. They're the Sabres Classic games. They're showing all famous games that they've had in their history. Well, what they've been doing is puck drop, bam, away it goes. They showed the Devils Sabres 4 OT playoff game, picked it up in the second overtime. Well, for whatever reason, the other night, it was a game at Madison Square Garden, and they put a minute of the pregame show on. So it was Robitaille and I, blah, 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 for a minute, and then tossed it to Rick Jenneret. So this thing pops on. I didn't tape it or watch it. My phone's blowing up. It's like 2 minutes before it's about to end, but then it's going to re-air. Well, so I'm like, huh? So I record the next viewing of it, and sure enough, there it was. I'm like, so I take a nap, and I wake up, and I've got red hair again.
That's good. I got to tell you though, and for Mike and Darren that don't know, I was younger, I used to watch you on TV. I used to think you were rocking. You used to bust out the Blazers Sabres pregame show. I loved it. I got to be honest with you. I've always liked the Sabres broadcast better than the Leaf broadcast. I thought it was just because that's the thing. We get Buffalo TV, we get Buffalo commercial, their commercials, mighty tackle. They got so many crazy things going. Hey, it's 11:02. Do you know where your children are? Hi, I'm Irv Weinstein. Eyewitness news. I grew up with this stuff, right? The stupid guy in the kiosk, the chicken playing the organ. That's what I love about Buffalo. They got the stupidest commercials. The guy who looks like Hulk Hogan. we sell mattresses for less. Less. It looks like he's going to come through the TV and like pop my head off with his hands.
Well, as generally happens, we find ourselves sidetracked. But the long story was, I grew half a beard the first week, and I go, no, that's like giving up. So I shaved, and since then, now it's a week again, and I haven't shaved. So now I've trimmed it down to the point where I'll just try something a little thinner one. Maybe it won't itch. But I'm like, I'm growing a bit. I've got the playoff beard. The only problem is we don't have playoffs.
No, we don't, Brian. No, buddy, and don't worry about giving up. I gave up a long time ago, friend.
Well, you got to go with your strengths.
Yes.
As well you should have, Cam. All right, let's go. Our final division.
Oh, here we go. Pacific,
yeah,
baby.
We've been dishing out grades, bud, and we've had some fun with this when everything kind of shut down, as it were. But in the Pacific, overview, in the beginning, we're sitting there going, this is just a god-awful division.
It's true.
The first third of the season. I got to tell you, it's gotten better, and the great stories here. Vegas is in first place now. I don't, it's like a roller coaster ride. It's almost by default because they got so much talent, but they've been nothing special. They've got a 3-point lead, but the real story to me in the Pacific is Edmonton for starters. I think Tippett should be coach here. We'll get to every team and do grades, but you look at Calgary and Vancouver hanging in there in the hunt. But the bottom of the barrel, the Ducks, the Kings, and the Sharks, just going on the sheer, I don't know. I think it's the weakest of the four divisions. Do you agree with that?
It's tough. Yes, I can tell you it's the flakiest.
Collectively, I think it's the weakest.
Yeah. Like you look at the Atlantic, it's probably like Boston, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Florida. Yes, solid. You got Washington, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Carolina. Yeah, that's good. What else do we got? I don't know. The Central, yes. I would say this. The Pacific is top heavy, like Vegas. Yeah, it is the weakest division. You're absolutely correct, Brian. Even though Edmonton's been a great story this year, Vegas has been good, as they always are. Like, you got to look at the teams at the bottom. Like San Jose has obviously got to be the most disappointing team in the National Hockey League. So, yeah, I look at the Pacific up and down. Yeah, it's the worst.
All right, let's do some grades. At the top, Golden Knights, I'd give them a B-.
Yeah, I'll give them a B. Yeah, B-. That's fair, Brian.
No, there's a lot here to work with, and they had long stretches, Cam, where they just were no good. And the Gallant got fired. Since they've come in, kind of got their attention. They've gone on a Tootsie roll. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They've seized control of the division. They had injuries, which are an excuse. Now Stone and Pacioretty are hurt. So, Vegas, if they come back fresh as a daisy, I think. And you got Leonard there with Fleury now. Look out. But I just think there have been long stretches where, we did a thing on my daily show in Vegas Augie Ellen. And we did this with a lot of people. And word association, one word. Give me one word to describe this team. And the words were, I said, underachieving.
I'll give you one.
What's your word? Oh, okay. Well, how about this? And you know why I love Bill Foley, the owner of this team? He'll come on my radio show semi-regularly. He don't mince words. And I said, one word, Bill. And I said, here are some of the words we. I said, what? He said, confused.
Yeah, no, but the thing is,
that's the owner.
No, and I like it. But no, hold on. I love the way you break down this team, but I'm going to tell you something. And this is crazy. This team has barely been in existence. They're leading the Pacific Division, and they've been to the Stanley Cup final in their inaugural season. Any other franchise in the world would love to be Vegas. So it's but I like it. You're being
right.
real, but these people, it's like you're spoiled, and you're still leading the Pacific Division. Like, what do you want, right?
Cam, the reality is, if you go back, let's call it 3 summers ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you were the most diehard Golden Knights fan, and I said to you, the first 2 years they're floating around and they're figuring it out and they don't make the playoffs. But if I told you in year 3 of your existence you'd be 15 games over 500, you were another half garbage as an expansion team should be. But in the 3rd year, you were 15 games over 500. I'm telling you, everybody would have walked up and signed that piece of paper. And here in the third year, they've gone to the final, had something cataclysmic and devastating and stupid happen to them, or they would have gone on a run last year in the playoffs. And here they are, a contender again. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're a victim of their own success. What kind of team in their inaugural season comes out and goes to the Stanley Cup final? Brian, we've been around. Remember when Ottawa came into the league? Tampa Bay? These teams were horrible. Remember in Canada, the provincial lottery, like the Pro Line, you play 2-3 games, the parlay. These teams were paying 11-1 and stuff like that to win a game. Vegas is favored. That's all you need to know. Let
me tell you something.
These other teams were getting 11-1.
Let me tell you something. You know who's going to be hot garbage? Seattle.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Seattle's not going to, it's going to be, because Vegas was a whole different scenario, right? When they built their team, guys on contracts, playing for a new one, all sorts of other stuff. Yeah, Seattle is
that's going to still be in play. But the difference was McPhee and McCrimmon, they gamed that system so beautifully. They fleeced. My God, Columbus gave Vegas a first-round pick to take William Karlsson.
Wow, that's idiotic.
All right, so, and McPhee did a thing called the pledge. Take the pledge that you won't do this or talk to that one, and I'm dealing with you directly. And all these teams took the bait, and he fleeced 2/3 of the league. And I'm telling you, for Seattle, through no fault of their own, the next time this comes up, every team has to put out 10 players for them to take. They're going to say to Seattle, here's the list of 10. Don't call me. I ain't answering the phone.
Exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
No, you're right. And that's the thing. Yeah, it's crazy with Vegas. I just can't believe, hockey is one of those sports, though, which I like. That's the thing about hockey that I like in comparison to the NBA. Teams in the playoffs, there are upsets. In the NBA, you already know. Who's going to be in the finals, Brian? Clippers, Lakers versus probably the Bucks. If we're going to bet on it right now, hockey, good luck picking both teams that are going to make the final. You're going to be wrong every time.
Last thing on the Golden Knights, and I'm patting myself on the back, and I'm telling you why I'm doing it, because I've been a piñata for 3 years, and I refuse to get off it. The day this team was built, I said Shea Theodore is going to be the best player on this team.
Yep. You did.
For so many years. I don't care about Mark Stone. I don't care. You know what? I said, listen, this kid is going to be the face of this franchise for a decade. He and Montour couldn't get in the lineup with the Ducks because they were loaded on defense. And when they got this kid, and I'm telling you, this kid's got more skill in his pinky. He's got 13 goals, 33 assists. He's plus 12. The game's slowing down for him. He's solid in his own end, great on the breakout, offensive stuff, and clutch at big moments. I'm telling you, Cam, Shea Theodore, and by the way, God bless the kid. He had testicular cancer over the summer.
That's exactly.
If you throw the first 10 to 15 games out of this season, where this poor kid, he couldn't skate or do anything, I mean, let me just tell you something. Shea Theodore is an all-star starting next year for the four seasons.
Should have been one this year.
Yeah, and he is an elite talent. And I will not back off it. I said this 3 years ago. You got to be able to read between the lines, see the forest through the trees. Riley Smith's had a great year, but I'm telling you, and the upside for Shea Theodore, elite talent. He's top 10 defenseman already, and he's going to keep rising that ladder. I'm just telling you, watching him every night, Cam, how exceptionally good this kid is.
Oh, I can't believe it. You said it right there in the story. The guy had testicular cancer, and he's one of the best players, and only going to get better. Most people would have that, and their careers could be over. So you want to talk about determination and will. This guy is amazing, and I got to hand it to Vegas, too. Every time they seem to make a deal, they get the right guy. Like Mark Stone was a good fit for the organization, and they went out and got Alec Martinez from the Los Angeles Kings, another great move, a guy who blocks shots like Robin Leonard. I got to hand it to Vegas. They really understand how to build a team, and other than Colorado, they're my pick to win the Stanley Cup.
We got to move on here. I don't belabor the point, but I want to tell you something. One thing that McPhee and McCrimmon, you could say, they way overpaid. It's worked out now because I thought Pacioretty was stealing money last year. Pacioretty's a machine, man, and I think he was hurt last year. And you could shoot holes that maybe they overpaid for a lot of guys. Maybe the trades weren't that good, but what these guys are exceptional at. You think in the first year they got a guy like Ryan Carpenter off waivers. This year they go and they get Cousins from Montreal. They traded Eric Hall and got this kid Nick Waugh. It's the middle tier and the role guys. They hit a home run every time with these guys. The guys you need to win.
Even that guy from Washington, was it Stevenson?
Chandler Stevenson.
Yeah, that guy. Like I watched that guy in Washington. I'm like, yeah, he's okay. In Vegas, I'm like, wow, he's really good. Like that's the thing. They know which grit guys to pick. So B- for Vegas. But the next team there, Brian.
A.
What do we give Edmonton? A solid A.
Solid A. I mean,
I almost want to give them an A+ because every single year with the Edmonton Oilers, I have never seen it. What is like the sun comes out in the morning. The Edmonton Oilers will get on a run and gag. Every single year, it's the same story. Here comes Edmonton, right down the tubes. They suck at the end of the year. Look at this year. They get McDavid hurt. Dreisaitl's an absolute beast. I got to hand it to him. Mike Smith's played a lot better between the pipes. Koskinen. I told you I like Koskinen better. He was a little bit shaky earlier. He's the real deal. Their young defense is getting better. I'll tell you, man, the Edmonton Oilers, dangerous, dangerous team.
You know what I was going to say to you is that when the playoffs get here, I'm like, that defense and the goaltending. I got to tell you something. The last few games, Koskinen has been unbelievable.
I love Koskinen. I told you, like the way you were talking about Theodore, I was talking about Koskinen, and the thing was, he let in that real cheese goal for a while. Like, I'm like, what is this guy doing? Because he stands on his head, and then he lets in a real bad one, but he's been rock solid lately.
Let me tell you something. The last two games against Columbus, I mean, Tippett said, no business winning the game. They won 4-1. Koskinen stole the game, right? They come to Vegas. Or, I'm sorry, they hosted Vegas. And Vegas actually won the game 3-2 in overtime. Vegas could have won that game by 5. Yep. The break came at a bad time because Koskinen was playing at a ridiculous level. If they get goaltending,
Edmonton can beat anybody with goaltending. This is the year. Like, Edmonton's been a big disappointment before, but I'm telling you, like, yeah, they get any type of goaltending. This is a team you do not want to deal with.
Calgary,
I'll give Calgary a B-.
I'm going to give him a C+. I mean,
but here's the thing about Calgary, Brian. I'll say this: does Calgary do they scare you? Do they instill fear in you?
No,
see, that's the thing. Calgary, sure, you got Johnny Hockey, you got some fast guys on your team, but come playoff time, this Calgary team, like, I'm not afraid. I think I can name a million. Like, Edmonton's better, Vegas better, hell, even Vancouver. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Calgary's one of those teams I don't trust. Colorado was a big underdog to them last year in the playoffs. They beat the crap out of these guys. I know some games went to overtime, but when push came to shove, McKinnon showed up. I just don't trust Calgary, and I'll tell you one thing. Their goaltending, it's not good. You've seen it recently. Cam Talbot was good for a while. He's better, but I'll tell you, oh, man, big save Dave. No, letting in lots of goals. It is no big save Dave.
Well, yeah,
Rittich and him have been awful, and the thing is, Calgary, I don't trust their goaltending, and in the National Hockey League, no goaltending equals no advancing. They gone first round.
Well, the funny thing is how good he is, because I think Gaudreau's been just ordinary.
Yeah,
and he's got 18 goals, but he's got 40 assists.
That's very nice.
Minus 10, but he's just gone about it so quietly. I will tell you this, because I'm a knuckle-dragging Neanderthal, he's damn close to being up at the top of the list for me. But if I had one of your top 5 favorite players in the league, I love Tkachuk. I know everybody wants him dead. I love him. I think it's great.
I disagree with you. But here's the thing, Brian. You know what? Yeah, there's things that I like about him, but he's also a dirty player, right? And if some guy wants to kick the crap out of him, I have a smile on my face. You want to play that way? Tkachuk, it's not like, I don't mind guys playing with grit. I don't mind them being, pests like a Gallagher on Montreal and stuff. Tkachuk's a dirty player, right? But the thing is, you said it and I'll say it. We'd love him on our team. We'd love him on our team. He's dirty. Call it out for what it is, Brian. He's a dirty player.
Is he vile dirty? I think you're
He's sneaky dirty, like what we talk about with the Lightning. He does a lot of little dirty things. He's a dirty player.
No, wait a minute. Sneaky dirty is a lot different than Chernak dirty.
Oh, yeah, Chernak's he almost be in prison for the things he does.
Who's the wing basket with the flyer now? Gudis.
Yeah, Gudis.
Yeah, he's dirty.
Yeah, he's dirty. Very dirty. But no, Tkachuk's, but he does little things, Brian, like little cheap shots, the slashes to the back. Like, you watch a lot of Calgary. He's a dirty. He's like Kenny Linsman, right? They call him the rat, he's the rat, but he's dirty.
You're making my case. Everything you're saying about him is why I want him.
No, I said it too. I'm saying you don't think you want him on my team. I know.
He shows up every night.
Yes, he does, Brian. I'm just saying, you want to knock the guy's teeth out.
I went with the emphatic, deep voice there.
You did. Very well done, Smokestack. He is a very good player.
Vancouver.
Yes.
You know what? I'll give them a B+.
I almost want to give them an A.
Well, they're
Think
right
about it.
They're right where I thought they'd be. I said they'll be in the discussion for a long haul. I think at the end of the day, they'll fall short. But they have taken the next steps. Keeping Pettersson healthy is a big thing. But I'm telling you, the best move in the offseason any team made. I'm telling you, I had no idea how good he was. And I watched a lot of Vancouver games this year. Miller is horrific. Oh, is he a good player?
He sure is. And imagine JT Miller was like, he played for the Rangers. He'd be a perfect fit there. Tampa Bay, they have so much talent. It's like, you got to go get rid of him. There's a lot of things to like about Vancouver, too. I'll tell you, man, they're a very interesting team. And remember, Brian, their stars got hurt, too. Like very, very good young players, too. Hughes is going to be awesome. This team, I see nothing but upside for the Vancouver Canucks. I think they're, in the next couple of years, very, very dangerous. You talked about it, too. Markstrom's beat down. They still have 78 points. They're almost, they're an A and almost an A+ because this is the year the Vancouver Canucks have been a disappointing hockey team for a lot of their fans, but now they're the real deal, and I think they're going to get better too.
Well, let me tell you something.
They've been amazing at home. See their home record, 22-9-4. Wow. Mm-hmm. They used to be like a horrible home team. Now they're really using their home ice advantage. It's been nice.
And I got to fall on the sword here. Because I think a lot of this is perception. I couldn't watch him play because all I could see were the damn ears on his face mask.
Markstrom? Yeah.
He
changed an extra in The Hobbit? I know. It's so
mother of God. It's like every time I thought I was watching Planet of the Apes every game. But I got to tell you something. This kid is good. 918 save percentage. Had a great year. 7 over 500. Full marks to him. And he did cash in. Did he get the deal yet, or is it close? Or they're talking?
I think they're talking about it. I don't recall him getting that deal. And you're right. The drop off between him and Demko, it's absolutely huge. Like Demko, he's actually been a little bit better because he's had to play. But Markstrom is a good goaltender. No, it's true. Like I watch that guy. He's getting better and better all the time too. He's getting more confident. This is a Vancouver team that's sneaky, Brian. I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs. Like they're just kind of. They're a team that, you talk about spoiler alert. It's just don't take these guys lightly. I'm really down with their team, and their young stars are going to get better and better, too. I think there's a lot of positivity in Vancouver.
No, they're heading the right way. A lot of nice pieces there. And I think you're right. I think in the foreseeable future, they're going to be a mittful.
Oh, big time. Big time. Like, I almost want to take, this is why we're sad, right? Like, we don't know what's going to happen with the hockey season, but I would look at, if they got in, a first-round matchup with them, I'd be looking to take Vancouver in a series as a big pooch. And I'm going to tell you, man, they got some good guys there in the system, too. This team is ready to take the next step, and I believe in Markstrom now, too. It'd be nice if they had, one more solid defenseman, too. I think they could really shore it up. But, the Canucks, to me, are a team they definitely deserve the A, buddy.
And you know what? I mean, I'm odd. I'm an oddball. Bring the pajamas back. I love the hideous pajamas. I hate
the flying V and all that. Oh, I love it.
The orange and black thing. Roger Nielsen.
Awesome. Yeah, Pavel Bure used to rock it too. No, it's fantastic.
What is this nonsense? What is that on their crest?
It's a orca whale because that's the company who owns it. So yeah, it's basically the thing is you're okay. I'm going to defend it a little bit because you have to understand it's like a totem pole, right? So it's like a whale. It's also the company's name when they made it. But I'm with you. They're not the Hartford Whalers with that color scheme. They were who they are. They should Vancouver. Here's a tip: more throwback nights with Stan the Steamer Smeal and do all those fun things with King Richard, and we can have a great time. Tiger Williams riding his stick. I'm with you, buddy. But
if I had a wish list, I'd say, blow out your blowhole and bring back the other.
Yeah, blow out the blowhole, bring back Harold Snaps and pajamas. I'm with you. Next team.
Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Finally. Oh, the seas were angry that day, my friend. Kramer hitting golf balls in the ocean and right the whale's blowhole.
That was classic. That was classic.
All right, go Holloway.
Oh. No, it's more like.
See.
Yeah, it's Arizona. Hey, Arizona. We thought they were going to be better. They have a lot of talent. And then down the stretch, they've been disappointing. The Coyotes, you're right. Brian, you had a lot of faith in this team, too. You know, we were like, hey, Arizona,
Kemper's injury hurt them.
Oh, it killed them. Yeah.
Killed them. But honestly, Cam, I mean, you're 4 out. I mean, they're breathing. Now, to that end, on the teams that are on the cusp of coming in, I was reading an article today, and it was, where is it? Did I lose it here? Yeah, no, it was McDavid saying, hey, you want a full season, you want a fair season. And one of the guys in that article, it was actually a good idea. It was Giordano.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, you can't eliminate the teams that are in on point percentage. He said, and I don't, like I said, hey, we're praying that we get anything. But if say the regular season was toast, he said he thinks they should go 12-12 in each conference.
I heard a lot of people talk about it.
I like that.
It's a very good idea. Here's the thing, too. Let's pretend we're hired by the league. 12-12 is fine, and you can't have 7-game series. You have a best of 5. Best of 5, all the way through, and then Brian, that's when things change. No, not even the finals. The conference finals get 7. Stanley Cup finals get 7.
Whatever.
End of discussion.
The finals got to be 7. There's no doubt.
Oh yeah, no, I think conference finals got to be 7 too.
But McDavid, actually, this was McDavid's quote, and it's pretty cool. He said, "I don't think you could just step into the playoffs in Game 1. It's Calgary coming to Edmonton, and guys are running around trying to kill each other that haven't played for 2 months." He said it would end up being the Stockton Heat versus the Bakersfield Condors.
Exactly.
And he's right.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. It'd be crazy. Yeah, you can't ramp it up like that. So I totally agree with you. And as for the 12, I think I've heard a lot of people talk about it. It is a great system, and I think we can make it work.
All right, now we go to the bottom of the barrel. I would say the Ducks, I'd give a C-.
I'll give them even like a C to them. Anaheim was not supposed to be good. They've been really good lately, too.
They're only 4 under 500.
Yeah.
And Gibson keeps you in games. That's the thing.
That's true. And they've been kind of like a good dog recently, too. They've been playing a lot better, right, Brian? Like 5-3-2 in their last 10. It's not like they've packed it in. It's absolutely amazing to me. Once a team gets eliminated, how well they play. It's stupid. As for the next team, the Kings were the worst, buddy. And now, have you seen their record of the 8-1-1? They've won 7 games in a row before the season got halted. Are you kidding me?
I'm giving them a C+, and almost pondering a B because
I almost want to give them a B.
Because they were gutted, but I'm telling you, these kids are fast, and it's a rebuild there, and they moved Campbell out in the trade. And, Quick, who knows what the future holds there. But the one thing I would say, they're building something. And to that end, I give them credit.
I do, too. And the crazy thing is their young players are really, really fast and good. And it's like Jonathan Quick had a resurgence. Like once these younger guys got called up, he's been lights out. Brian, I watched that game versus the Leafs, that crazy game that went to a shootout. This guy was like playing Jonathan Quick cocky when they won the Stanley Cup. Like it was I don't even know what to say. Like it was some of the best goaltending I've ever seen. And this guy's a veteran, right? And he played his ass off. Like he looked real good. And that's the thing. It's inspiring, and we got to give them a lot of credit. This team could easily have packed it in, but they haven't. And they're the hottest team in the NHL now before it all stops. So yeah, I almost want to give them like what'd you give them? A C?
I said C+, but I think
I'm going to give them a B-.
Yeah, B- is reasonable. Now I'm going to make hockey history here. I don't know that, and I told you that years and years and years ago when we were doing the Sabres postgame show, we'd give grades out by position. And the one night, every night we'd sit there and say Hasek was the greatest goalie that's ever lived. And we'd say this every night. And the one night we're at the stadium or the arena, and he was our guest. and he let in 5 to a bad Edmonton team, and we gave him a D. And I thought he was going to kill both of us. They were like, well, but whatever. But so if I actually we actually gave Dominic Hasek a D once, but I'm going to make hockey history here. I'm going to give the San Jose Sharks a G.
Yeah, I'm going to give them, not even an F, a G. Hey, Brian, know what I'm going to do? I don't do it. I'm going to give myself the old Barry Horowitz. Didn't I tell you this team might be one of the worst hockey teams in the league? You're, like we disagree. You said, they're not going to be that bad. I told you, Sharks suck. They're Metamucil. They're too old. Popping all brand. No, it's terrible.
And there's no way
they get the worst grade. How the hell are the San Jose Sharks have 63 points? Are you kidding me?
There is no way, right, on God's green earth. When we get back to the hockey business and life, forget all the crap that's going on. Can you keep Carlson and Burns together?
No, you can't.
Don't you have to move?
I told you this before. I don't understand what these guys are doing. They would have been gone at the break. You can't have both of those guys on the same team. San Jose, and you can't win with them. The Blues still beat you in that series after they beat you down. You're old. You got to get rid of one of these guys. It's not working, Brian. You have to start from scratch because I'll tell you, San Jose has all those guys tied up in the money. They're still not good enough to win the Stanley Cup with them. So you know what you do? When you assess a situation, you go, let's rebuild. And the things that you can get for one of those guys are huge. San Jose really dropped the ball, too. I think they could have done a hell of a lot more. Even though they made a couple deals, I think they could have had a wholesale deal, restockpiled the cupboard, and had enough good young talent to not be an 8th place team with the.
You want to throw grease on the fire?
Yeah.
And on top of it,
yep.
Ottawa's got San Jose's lottery pick.
Yep, you said it, buddy. Like I don't know how these guys are both there. Like you could get a boatload for them. I think San Jose really, if say Brian Blessing and Cam Stewart are managers of San Jose, where the general managers are working the staff, I'd have a meeting right now and go, who do we protect? Everybody else is for sale. They have to rebuild. It's very simple. They're not going to win right now, and they have aging superstars on their team. They have a couple good players. You protect a couple guys, Brian, and the rest of them, we're open for business with S.J. Sharkey.
I'll tell you what we're going to do here, bud. There you have it. We gave all our grades out. What I think the plan will be here in the short term is we're going to ratchet it down and convene once a week here.
That's great. I'm even happy we're going to go once a week. I'd like to thank Eddie Ethernet, Mike, and Darren, and everybody else, our friends at BetCris. Like I got to tell you, man, like this is great, Brian. I was like ready to wave the flag. If we can talk once a week, buddy, that's a good day.
Yeah, no, I will tell you with the social distancing thing, the thing that's odd. Unfortunately, it's this circumstance. You and I have become the best of friends long distance. We see each other, if we're lucky, twice a year.
Yep.
And I look forward to these days to do this with you. The odd thing is, do you find yourself, we'll come back Friday, is what we'll do. But the crazy thing is, I find myself the people that I normally see, I'm calling going, I missed you. I'm not. It's like you're staying in touch. You're staying in touch with people. But and I don't know, honestly, just the future, yikes. I mean, we went to the grocery store yesterday, and it's just one of these things, you're puck shy of people. Like, okay.
Oh, for sure. No, I'll tell you.
I'm going down aisle 9. I go, well, let's go to aisle 10. That one's a little too congested for me.
Exactly. No,
it's crazy.
I got to hand it to people like at the local drugstore by me. I told you, this kid took it upon himself. Instead of putting out the display, he did what you talked about, like the one toilet paper for everybody. I told him, I go, you're the best employee here. Like, you should be getting a raise. The kid's always got a good attitude, and we need more people like that. I got to tell you, though, they've also put up, like, basically, Brian, it's like hockey glass in the store. They have like the person there behind it with just a little thing for like their mouth, and they're not even like, that's the thing. These cashiers and stuff are protected by hockey glass right now, so they don't want to talk to anybody, and it's a good move by the stores doing that.
Amen, bud. I love you, and we love our listeners. We thank you all for doing this. We'll be back Friday, and like I said, the plan in the short term is once a week, give an update on everything that's going on, and we're hoping all for the best. Most importantly, we hope all of you out there stay safe, stay inside, all that happy nonsense. Do the right thing. Because honestly, Cam, I mean, that's the one thing.
If you stay with it, you know, if you're going to go party and stuff, it's going to be worse for everybody. We want sports back. We want hockey back. So do the right thing. Make a sacrifice.
That's, you know, I mean, honestly, if you wrap it up, we're not capable of being serious. But the thing is, we're more than willing to do all the things we're doing. But when you see wing baskets on a beach, and I just saw a thing today, God bless you, but a packed church?
Bad idea.
What are you people doing?
Exactly. Do it from home. Jesus would want you to stay at home.
You know, it's my favorite my all-time favorite bumper stickers are a thing of the past, right? I mean, but the greatest sticker I ever saw when I was like 11, 12 years old, and the bumper sticker read, "Jesus saves, Martin scores on the rebound."
Lisa liked that one, Brian. She's laughing. No, that's the best. You're right. Yeah. People don't have bumper stickers anymore, except for like freaks who are like, you know, don't drink tap water or something like that. That's some guy. I'm like, nice bumper sticker, you idiot. Like,
hey, say hi to the lovely Lisa.
Yeah, she's doing good. She likes your jokes. She liked that one right there. But
she's, hey, Brian, really amused.
You say, buddy, like, stay safe, and know what? If by a miracle, if this thing, you know, numbers stay down, me, you, Mike, Darren, we'll be at this thing, and maybe we can actually save the season, buddy. That'd be fantastic.
Do you have a poutine for breakfast?
I'm thinking about it. Actually, I do have French fries. I don't have any gravy. I do have cheese. I'm actually craving a poutine. Like, I'm feeling like poutine and wings. It's going to be one of those days today. Kind of like every day.
Man, I mean, that's like your arteries harden with every bite.
Yeah, but it's so damn delicious.
All right.
Gravy, fries, and cheese? Like, how do you say no?
I can't think of any fancy way to end this other than to say, I love you, buddy.
I love you too, man. Hey, and I'm happy. We appreciate it because of the people and the loyalty. I'm just happy that we're going to be around even once a week, man. It's better than no times a week. So thanks, everybody out there. We really appreciate it.
Hey, folks, this is Brian Blessing. Hope you're enjoying the Hockey Betting Podcast. We have a couple chuckles, try to get you a lot of winners. Hey, we hope you like what you're hearing. And if you do, hit the subscribe button and give us a review, give us a rating. Most importantly, enjoy the hockey and keep coming back to the Hockey Betting Podcast.
The handicapping and sports odds information contained on this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Please confirm the wagering regulations in your jurisdiction, as they vary from state to state, province to province, and country to country. Using this information to contravene any law or statute is prohibited. The podcast is not associated with, nor is it endorsed by any professional or collegiate league, association, or team. This podcast does not target and is not intended for an audience under the age of 18. If you think that you have a gambling addiction, stop this podcast now and please seek help.
Gambling and betting on sports is a form of entertainment and should be about having a good time. But when done excessively, it may negatively affect other areas of a person's life, such as their physical and mental health, school or work performance, finances, and or interpersonal relationships. At BetCrisCanada.net and the Hockey Betting Podcast, we're concerned about the addiction that gambling may cause, and for this reason, we encourage everyone to practice responsible gambling, an approach to gambling that helps you ensure that it remains an enjoyable activity. Here are the main principles of responsible gambling. Don't think of gambling as a way to make money. Always gamble with money that you can afford to lose. Set limits and stick to them. Never chase losses. Don't gamble when you're depressed or upset, and create a healthy balance. Always be aware of how much time you spend gambling or thinking about gambling. And do not allow gambling to cause you to miss out on time with family and friends or time spent on other activities you enjoy. By following these guidelines, gambling can be a good time and great entertainment. If you feel at any time that your gambling is taking away from important areas of your life, is causing you stress or depression, or is leading to financial losses that are beyond your control, please reach out for help. Learn more at responsiblegambling.org.